Great. This is a video on division using the box method, and it's Common Core Standard 4NBTB6. I'll be doing 3 and 4 digit dividends. Here's the first problem. All right. Let's say you get a problem like this, 432 divided by 6. The first thing you do with the box method is you make a box. So I'm going to make a box. Then I'm going to put the dividend in the box. So the first number always goes first. So I write 432. And now I'm making a place value chart. I'm just dividing it into 3 boxes. So each digit has its own box. And then I put the divisor over here. So I've rewritten the problem. Now what I'm going to use is I'm going to use my mnemonic device: daddy, mother, sister, brother, Rover. And it stands for divide, multiply, subtract, bring up, repeat. So the first step, I'm going to divide. Whenever I divide, I ask the question, how many? So how many 6s go into 4? And I use my skip counting. 6, oh, that's too many, so that would be 0. The next step is to multiply. So now I put a multiply symbol here, and I say 0 times 6 is 0. Now I'm done with multiply. Now I'm going to go to subtract. So I subtract. 4 take away 0 is 4. And now I bring up. So I'm done with the first column, and I bring the remainder up to the second column. And now I repeat, which means you start over. So I ask, how many? How many 6s are in 43? So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, bum, 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 42, and 48. Oh, that's too many. So 7. So I put a 7 here. So I just divided. Now I'm going to multiply. 7 times 6 is 42. Now I'm going to subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1, and there's nothing here. And now it says bring up. So I'm going from the second column to the last column. So I bring the remainder up, which is 1, and then I repeat. So now I say, how many again? How many 6s are in 12? 6, 12, that would be 2. Now I'm going to multiply. 6 times 2, 6, 12 is 12. Now I'm going to subtract, and I get 0. And then I'm supposed to bring up. There's nothing left to bring up because I'm finished with all 3 columns, so I'm done. So this is my answer to this problem here would be 72. Okay, next problem. Okay, so this is a 4-digit dividend divided by 1 digit, and there's no remainders again. So with this kind of problem, if I wanted to solve it box method, I would just write the digits of the dividend. And then I'm just going to put them in a box. And then I'm going to divide the boxes. So each digit gets its own box. And now I'm going to put the divisor out there. Fine. Now I'm ready to start my problem, but before I do anything, I have to close this door. My dog's going to have a cup. I have to write my mnemonic, so it's daddy, mother, sister, brother, Rover. Okay, so remember it's divide, multiply, subtract, bring up, repeat. So divide. How many 9s are in 8? 9. Oops, that's too many. So again, that's 0. Now I'm going to multiply. 0 times 9 is 0. Now I'm going to subtract, and I get 8. And now I have to bring up the remainder. So I'm going to bring up this 8. And now I repeat. So I have to go back up here and ask myself how many 9s are in my second column, which is 86. So 9, 18, 27, 36 and 45, 54 and 63, 72, 81 or 90. 90 is too much, so it's 9. Put a 9 here. Now I multiply. 9 times 9 is 81. Now I subtract, and I get 5. And now it says I bring up. I put the 5 here. And I'm going to repeat everything I did, but now I'm going to be in the third column. Okay, so divide is always how many? How many 9s are in 54? 9, 18, 27, 36 and 45, 54. Oh, it looks like it's exactly 6. Now I'm going to multiply. 6 times 9 is 54. And now I'm going to subtract. Sorry for my dogs. And now I'm going to bring up the remainder. Now I'm in my last column. So now I'm going to divide. How many 9s are 9? 1. Now I'm going to multiply. 1 times 9 is 9. Then I'm going to subtract. 9 minus 9 is 0. And I bring up. There's nothing to bring up because I don't have another column here. So I'm done. So the answer to this problem here is 961. Okay, next problem. Okay, now these problems are going to have a remainder, but it's the same algorithm, it's the same pattern. So I just write 497, which is my dividend. I put that in a box. And then I put each digit in its own box. And then I put the divisor on the outside. Then I remember my algorithm: daddy, mother, sister, brother, rover. And now I'm ready to go. I remember this means divide, multiply, subtract, bring up, repeat. So the first thing I'm going to do is divide. So how many 3s are in 4? 3, 6, too many, so it's 1. Now I'm going to multiply. 1 times 3 is 3. Now I'm going to subtract. 4 minus 3 is 1. Now I'm going to bring up the remainder, which is 1. And now I'm in the second column, and I'm going to repeat and start with division. So how many 3s are 19? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, too many. So it looks like it is 6. Now I'm going to multiply. 6 times 3 is 18. Now I'm going to subtract. Get 1. And now I'm going to bring it up. Okay. Then it says I have to repeat. I'm in my last column now, so I'm going to divide. How many 3s are in 17? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Too many, so that would be 5. Now I'm going to multiply. 5 times 3 is 15. And now I'm going to subtract, and I get 2. There's no other column here, so this must be my remainder, so I put R2. So the answer to this problem is 165 R2, remainder 2. Okay, last problem. Okay, again, I keep doing the same pattern. I just take the dividend and write each digit. 3, 4, 3. I put it in a box. I give each digit its own little box. I put the divisor on the outside. I write my algorithm: daddy, mother, sister, brother, repeat, and now I'm ready to go. So I divide. How many 2s are in 1? 2, that's too many, it must be 0. Now I'm going to multiply. 0 times 2 is 0. Now I'm going to subtract. 1 take away 0 is 1. Now I'm going to bring up the remainder and repeat. So I'm going to go up to divide, and now I'm in my second column. How many 2's are in 13? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Too many? That would be 6. Now I'm going to multiply. 6 times 2 is 12. Now I'm going to subtract. Get 1. Now I'm going to bring up my remainder. And now I'm going to repeat. So now I'm in the third column now. So how many 2's are in 14? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 7. Now I'm going to multiply. 7 times 2 is 14. Now I'm going to subtract. Get 0. Now I'm going to bring up the remainder, which is nothing. And now I'm in my last column, and I'm repeating. So I divide. How many 2's are in 3? 2, 4, that's too many, so 1. Now I'm going to multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. Now I'm going to subtract. And now I can bring up, but there's no column to bring it up to, so this must be my remainder. So I write R1. So the answer to this problem is 671, remainder 1. Hope that helps. Thanks. Bye.